Hey y'all, welcome to my exclusively Teddy Bees Chop and Chat from the most recent pre-order. I'm chopping up some delicious scents that I just received. The first one that I'm going to be chopping is the Trifecta. This is a strawberry pound cake blend that lists with bum bum cream, cashmere cream, coconut clouds, strawberry bum bum, warm cashmere milk, sweet vanilla, and soft woods layered with coconut, sandalwood, and boardwalk marshmallow. Now you can see here that there was some melting that happened. My shipment was delayed in a warehouse, and so I did contend with a fair amount of kind of melting and squished wax. I have already kind of cleaned out the bags. So what I did was I took everything out, turned the bags inside out, and kind of scraped the melted wax that was inside of the bags out to clean them. And oh, this might be a little too dented yet to hold on. Break free, little wax loaf. I will say this smells glorious. And I know it seems like such a wild and crazy thing to do to receive your teddy bees wax and just go ahead and chop it and use it. But look how glorious that is. It's beautiful. I love the layers. I love the beautiful color and the glitter throughout. Um, I am not concerned that this is going to be still beautiful wax. I think it's going to throw beautifully for me. I really enjoy her wax, but for the ones that were kind of melted, I am going to expedite the time frame in which I am going to get through them, just because I do feel like they have already been through at least one warming, and also just the bags themselves are going to be quite, I mean, I've cleaned them the best that I can, but they're messy. So I want to just get through this wax to be sure that I get really great performance and I'm able to fully enjoy it, which I'm not at all worried about. I know that teddy bees can benefit from curing, and it's fun to cure teddy bees. I've been enjoying that. I'm looking at you, Spooky Encounters. It's been so fun to see how her scents kind of develop and mature over time. But also, I find that what she says in her label works. It's always worked for me to melt it starting at 30 days. And I think her label says like 2 weeks after the pour date, but typically I do find that I wait 30 days, and I'm going to be able to do that with most of these scents anyway. But this is an absolutely beautiful fragrance, and I know that these oils are high quality, so I'm not concerned that it's not going to throw. Um, but I respect that a lot of you may be screaming inside as I am chopping these up. I do have quite a few of these that did get damaged. I was lucky in that I had ordered multiple sizes of things. So I'm really happy to say that there are some pieces. I think of most of these scents. Trifecta is not one of them because it only came in a loaf, but I think it might be the only one that this is like the only piece of the scent that I have. So I'm still going to be able to see how the scent cures over time. But like I said, I think it's important to kind of speak to the experience that I've had, which while I've enjoyed curing the wax kind of as a process, I really have always gotten good performance from Teddy Bees, and I have been melting her wax since I know 2019, and it wasn't until I kind of fell down the Teddy Bees YouTube rabbit hole that I started really curing her wax. So I'm coming up on my first year of giving scents, like at least a year to cure. I find it fun to do that, but also I think it's not that complicated either because these scents really do, I mean, they've all thrown for me. Yay, there's the trifecta. I mean, and right now, this room smells amazing. So even on cold sniff, it's a beautiful fragrance and throwing very well as I'm chopping it up, getting it ready to go. This next one is the other loaf that I got, which is Rainy Day, and I feel like my loaves kind of took the brunt of the hit. Loaves and souffles were the ones that really struggled, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I got this purely because of Summer Michelle here on YouTube. She said she felt like it was if Jaws and Perfect Storm had a baby, and Perfect Storm is one of my favorite scents. So this is crisp apple, dewy air, fallen leaves, oak, a touch of lavender, and a hint of sandalwood. And you can see here there's just a little bit of damage still on that loaf tin as well. They kind of were laying on their side, which is why I think some of the wax poured out. Like the box was laying on its side, not like it was all packaged very tightly with all sorts of beautiful packaging material in there, but they just were kind of tilted, I think, in the way that they were placed because all of the wax that was kind of melted and leaking was in one direction. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited to melt this, kind of to get back to chatting about the whole curing and should I really be chopping this up and using it right now of it all. When I first started melting teddy bees, I really only used votive warmers and I didn't melt it as frequently. Just because people would always say you need hot warmers. And so for me, I was like, well, I'll go with votive warmers then because I don't like to break the rules of electrical hot plate warmers and all of those sort of drop ship company warmers that I would investigate that people recommended. I could never get in touch with the companies, and then when you actually did, very often it would just be literally like they would have a timer, like the timer itself that exists on the device would exceed the recommended warming time. And so I just wasn't comfortable with that at all. I have had a Scentsy collection for 16 years. I've only been a Scentsy consultant for a year, but I have a long-standing kind of comfort level with my Scentsy warmers, and I love that they don't get super hot. That's to me, that's a huge feature. So when I learned that I really could, yay, rainy day, when I learned that I could actually warm my teddy beeswax in some of my 25-watt and up Scentsy warmers and get outstanding performance that provided really great throw for, in most cases, a longer duration of time than I got from votive warmers or any of the other kind of scary hot plate warmers to me. I know they're for a lot of people and a lot of folks love those, but they're just not for me. So I'm really excited about this one. On cold, it's absolutely gorgeous. This is peach cobbler sugar cookies, and it lists as frosted circus sugar cookies blended with decadent beach cobbler. And look how cute this is. This is one that it was only slightly damaged. You can see it looks really beautiful on the bottom. It just had a little bit of kind of wax spill in the bag, and I honestly was probably gonna chop this one up and melt it anyway because I'm excited to see what this smells like, and it's absolutely glorious. Like, this smells beautiful right now. It's wonderful to be chopping this wax. So good. I really do pick up the decadent peach cobbler, and it is a peach cobbler. It's not just like a peach sugar cookie blend to me. It's so layered, and I think that's one of the best things to me about Teddy Bees is that her wax is um, complex in its profile. Like the scent notes are nuanced and layered and complex, but I don't think like melting it is actually that complex. I don't think it needs a lot of babysitting. I've just always had really good luck. It's distinct and different, and there are different ways to melt it, but it's all the ways are beautiful, in my opinion. But I know everybody has their own experience. Now, this I got purely because of Alexis. This is Snow Cones by the Sea, and oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I am happy to report that I have another one of these that I can cure that did not leak. So, but you can see this has quite a bit of overspill, but look how beautiful the glitter is. It's still beautiful. Um, but it had a good bit of overspill, and you can kind of see the loss on the bottom there, just with this particular one. But this was one that it actually leaked a little bit out of its bag. So when I opened it up, this was a fragrance that kind of wafted up at me immediately. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. It is watermelon, black cherry, juicy apples, and salty sea air. This is a fragrance that I know I'm really going to enjoy right now. Like, it's absolutely stunning. And I'm excited to melt it. I'm also really excited that I'll have a chance to kind of see how it ages because, well, because of Alexis, because she's the one who really, I mean, a lot of the ladies on, kind of Teddy B's YouTube have influenced me, but none more than Alexis when it comes to curing my wax. I feel like I followed her advice on spooky encounters, and I've not looked back since. So I'm really excited to melt this one, and I am going to hold on to the other one, and I feel pretty confident in waiting a while on the other one. This is Snowpocalypse 2021, and it's Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds with cedar and vanilla. And this is one that I'm really excited to melt. I do also have a second one of these. You can see it looks almost like it's an over pour. There was a good bit of wax in the bottom, but I was really able to get this one very, very clean. So I'm happy about that. And I think I probably can cure this one if I want to, just because it feels like I was able to kind of pick up that wax, and it looks in pretty great shape. So I maybe didn't need to be chopping this one up just now, but I do have another one that is in pristine condition. And I'm excited to see how this one performs within its 30 days. So if I find that it's light, which sometimes for me, Boardwalk Marshmallow Cloud does need a little extra time, I feel like I can set this aside, for another month or two and then get to melting it. But I'm going to return this to its 10 because I think it's pretty tidy. And that way I can have some flexibility whether or not I maybe ultimately will cure this one for a little bit longer. But regardless, it is chopped, and I will be giving it a little test sometime soon. Fair warning, this next one is probably, I think, the roughest souffle that I received. It's Order of the Meisters, and I'm really excited for it. It's listed as antique wood shelves, leather-bound books, midnight plum, violets, and a touch of dust, which I love those kind of scent notes. But you can see quite a lot of this one had melted, so I kind of was able to turn the bag inside out and um, kind of pile it up on the top, but as a result, it's very, very dented, but still beautiful, still got some lovely glitter going on, and I'm excited because this is fragrant right now. It's gorgeous and it's beautiful. So I really do feel like this is one that I'm going to be able to enjoy. Its cure date is like, I think 6/17 is what that said. So I feel like I'm going to be able to enjoy this right away, and it smells beautiful. It's going to be a wonderful office melt for me, I think. And I do have some that I'm going to be able to set aside because this is one that I had multiple sizes of, and I do feel like my wax tubs were unbothered by the heat. I don't know if that's accurate. They may have melted just the same, but I didn't have any of like wax dripping out of my tubs. So I feel like those are good to go. But this is beautiful. I'm very excited to melt this. It's a beautiful scent. And it's so funny because I often don't like leather, or I think I don't like leather, but I have found over time that a lot of these like antique shelves and dust and smells like that you think, why would you ever choose that? I really like them. So it's a beautiful elevated scent. I don't think everybody does them as well as Teddy B's does, but not sad at all to have that chopped and ready to melt. Now this is Mistress of Evil. This lists as warm sandalwood, vanilla absolute, creme de boom boom with gentle notes of soft smoke. And it says soft sweet smoke, I think. This is beautiful to me. It is somewhat perfumey, which is super interesting to me when you have kind of this perfumey scent with kind of this sweet smoke. It's really unique. It doesn't lean incensey to me. You can see this is the one that it kind of made like a little spout, and I got kind of a sad little giggle about that because I was like, oh, the way that it bounced, it literally made like a little spout to pour itself out into the bag. So, but I think I think pretty successful in getting almost all of the wax back into the shape. And I'm gonna just chop this one up. This is a beautiful one to me. I'm really excited to see if I like this fragrance. I don't know what Vanilla Absolute is. I was a little concerned that it might be kind of like a alcohol-y sort of smelling fragrance, but it's not leaning that way to me now. And I'm really excited to see how it performs. It's fragrant. So again, I'm not worried about throw. This is one of the later pours though. I think it's like 720 or 725. It's a very recent pour date, so I probably will just chop this up and leave it in the bag and wait until maybe late August to melt this, but I'm gonna melt it certainly before the end of September. And I'm excited to see what this is like because I do like smoky scents, and it's very interesting to me to have a sweet smoke scent kind of combined with what I would consider to be, to my nose right now, more perfumey kind of fragrances. It's really interesting, and I just love kind of that each scent is either a memory or an adventure or a moment. Speaking of moments, this one is titled Late Night Love Affair, and it's another one that kind of got dented and was poured a little bit into the bag. And using that strategy of kind of, I did pop the bags in the freezer, and then I turned the bags inside out to kind of scrape off the wax that had gathered in the bottom, and I was able to push it back into the tent. And that worked pretty well for me. I feel like I was able to um, kind of no harm, no foul with all of my melting damage. Um, yep, so this smells glorious. I'm so shocked at how much I love this. This lists as notes of cedarwood, sheer vanilla, vanilla absolute. Maybe I love vanilla absolute. Lavender, sandalwood, night blooming jasmine, golden musk, and the slightest hints of espresso. That's probably what I love. I do love an espresso scent. This is just exciting to me. This scent is really glorious. I'm gonna struggle to wait. I need to double check the label and see. I can't remember if this is one of the June or July pour dates. If it's a June pour date, this is happening this week. This is a beautiful fragrance. I'm not sure if I had paid much attention to the buzz around this one, but it's glorious, and I love the color. It's so beautiful. It's June. It's June 13th. Yay! So, yeah, I'm going to be melting this soon. It's absolutely beautiful. I will coming to an empties video soon. Here's House of Dragon. Now, this is one that I don't think the damage was too bad on this one, but it's one that I have yet to melt from the Game of Thrones collection, and I really wanted to give it a try, so I'm chopping it. And it lists with some scent notes that are like tons of my favorite scent notes. It's Palo Santo, vanilla balsam, fallen leaves, peppermint, a hint of cinnamon. Like, yes, please. I'm very excited about this. Look at the glorious glitter. It's so dark and just moody and just a vibe. I love the theming that Teddy Bees does when it comes to really all of her scents. Each one kind of takes you on a journey, and it's a visual journey as well as a scent journey. And I think that's just absolutely amazing and beautiful. So this smells gorgeous right now. One of the things that I will say is I feel like this smells so well blended. I can definitely, knowing the scent notes, like I'm aware that there's peppermint and fallen leaves and definitely Palo Santo in there, but the notes don't jump out at me. It's like they're harmonious. They just create this atmosphere that is a thing entire unto itself, and that's kind of the adventure of Teddy Bees to me and what makes it set apart and unique from really other vendor wax that I have tried. I do like lots of different vendors. I love kind of the artistry and the artistic expression that blenders make as they come up with their new ideas and all of that. But the last one that I am going to melt, I absolutely had to melt when I smelled it. and it's I Heart Vanilla Tobacco. This list with scent notes of creamy vanilla marshmallow, vanilla milkshake, boardwalk marshmallow clouds, sweet tobacco leaves, cherry wood, and a pinch of honey. And I really get that honey, and it's beautiful. I love the way that Teddy Bees has worked with honey scents in the past. So look how pretty it is too. I'm really excited to melt this one. It's a pour date of June 20th, so from my perspective, I feel like it's ready to go. You can see this one did have some melting issues as well, but again, I did put it through a bit of the kind of scraping out of the bag process, but regardless, as soon as I smelled this one, I knew I was going to be popping this in my warmers quickly because it's something I haven't smelled before, and I really do enjoy boardwalk marshmallow clouds. And also, I'm confused by the vanilla milkshake. I have been exploring ice cream scents over the last month or so and trying to determine if I like them or if I don't like them. And the jury is still out. I'm not 100% on ice cream in wax form, but I do really love this fragrance. And I don't, on cold sniff, kind of pick up any sort of an ice cream or milkshake kind of a vibe, but I'm excited to see what happens on warm because this is just absolutely beautiful on cold. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments, what do you think about chopping up your Teddy Beeswax? Are you a person that cures it for over a year, or do you cure it for 6 months, or do you chop it within 30 days?